All right, hello everybody. Thanks for joining lunch today. I'm going to do a little presentation around my business. It's called Adamation AI. My name is Adam, and the name comes from Adam and automation. Without knowing what anybody does in here, this specific platform that I'm about to show you is made for real estate professionals. Primarily started for residential. It has now grown into a commercial vertical, lenders, and all the other fringe adjacent professionals that are involved with real estate. The idea is to put time back in your pockets and money back in your pockets. There's a lot of noise with AI and automation that I'm sure all of you see every single day. A lot of it is pure noise, garbage, not true. So I hope, if anything, you guys today have a takeaway to be able to see what real AI, real automation looks like, and have a better filter when you guys and gals are deciding if you guys want to incorporate it into your businesses. So a little bit about myself first. I didn't start in technology. I started off as a TV producer for a variety of different TV shows. Some notably Good Morning America, Major League Baseball, and TMZ. After that, my last stint as a TV producer was in New York with Major League Baseball. I was there for 7 seasons. I left them to go to a sports technology company. And that's where I credit my ability to do what I'm about to show you. But essentially, we created a data and analytics application way before all this AI and automation craze took off, and is now used by every MLB team and pretty much every league in the country. So I did that. We went to market. That company was acquired by a global leader for data and analytics called Radar. They provide all the data to sports books, broadcasts, and things along those lines, like DraftKings and FanDuel. But anyways, long story short, when I took that job, I moved back from New York and to Fort Lauderdale. Grew up in South Florida. I wanted to get out of the cold. And at that point, I got licensed in real estate. I just got engaged, I needed to buy a house, so I ended up just getting licensed. This was about 9-10 years ago. And with that, I was doing both. I was talking to a computer all day, doing the sports tech stuff, and then I could actually talk to people selling houses. And as I was doing that and realizing a few different light bulbs came off. I like to work efficiently, and there was a lot of overlap, things that would just be crazy time consuming. As far as your workflow, that there really wasn't much ROI on it, and I wanted to do something about it. And I thought at that time, let's go to a big brokerage. And with the big brokerage, you get, or at least they tell you you're going to be getting, is the tech, the operations, the resources, the marketing, the support, the leads, all that good stuff. But in reality, what you really got was a fat chunk of your commission taken off of every deal. That didn't sit well with me, considering I was the one with the relationships, I was the one doing the transactions, and I didn't really see much value from what they were providing. So I left and went to a boutique brokerage, an independent, small one. And in that scenario, I got an email address, pat on the back, good luck. So I was like, whoa, okay, so that's the other end of the spectrum. Those are the 2 options for agents, currently as we're speaking, and has been for a long time. And I thought, especially now with the technology that's available to us, why not create a third option? And that's exactly what you're going to see here today. And the idea behind it is to empower smaller independent brokerages to be able to, put out something, an offering that would engage and entice an agent to come to them, and onboard them and retain them. As a brokerage needs agents to make their money. So that's the context behind everything. How we got here, I started building this a year ago. First client was in January, and now I have clients all around the country. So I put together a little slide, pretty generic video, and then I'm actually going to show you guys the app. So you guys can see firsthand what it looks like. I threw together a few slides. I think me being a huge data nerd that I am, data is great and it can drive your decision making, but it needs to be accurate. And that was something that when I was with them, or when I created the baseball app, every data point that we put out to our clients was a link. It wasn't just a hard-coded number. It was a link to video. So there was nowhere to hide. Nobody wants data that's incorrect, or you can't digest it to use it. So NAR put out an article recently about the importance of data and technology to be able to continue and grow the real estate business. And as I progressed through this, it was a massive learning curve for me, as well as there's a lot, and it's constantly changing and very quickly. So the importance of speed and being timely is equally important. So, and also how you think about AI. I talk to people all the time and they just hear AI, some will immediately, oh, it's slop, it's trash, I don't want anything to do with it, or they don't trust it, or they're hesitant to use it. All those valid, very, very valid. But the approach I have taken with everybody is I always start with education. I don't even talk about AI or automation. I want to discuss everything you think you know about AI and automation, and let's have a discussion about that. Then areas in which you would like to improve your business or streamline certain things in your business that are really time consuming. So it's all about the framing of how you think about AI and what it actually is and is not. Three things get called AI, only one is new. So, a lot of things, there's algorithms that have been around forever, rules have been around for whatever, but it's, where AI really shines is the intelligence layer and being the connective tissue between those that catapult or is the catalyst or the main driver into the decision that you ultimately want from it. Most judgment is a spreadsheet without better branding. There's a lot of people out there that are really trying to take advantage of it, and I will commend a hustler every day. But at the end of the day, you can get them to buy the product. It means you're great at sales. But having them to retain it and continue to use it and really feel comfortable implementing it into their day-to-day, that is what makes it a successful product that can sustain longevity. 2 questions that work on any vendor. Don't have to use me. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. If at the end of the day I could be a resource, that's good enough for me. But if you are talking to other people about AI and automation, there are certain questions that you can tell if it's bullshit or not. I highly recommend you just go right at it. If they can answer it, maybe there's something there. If they tiptoe around it, chances are it's just a facade. So just be careful and make sure you do your due diligence, vetting these vendors. What is good and what it must never touch. So a lot of the back end stuff, the operations, the marketing, the advertising, all that stuff that can be done on a computer, I think is a good, gate for that. Pretty much can be automated at this point. There's better automations than others, no doubt about it. There's better cars than other cars. It's apples to apples there. So the quality is extremely important, but don't think that because of it, there won't be a use or a need for humans anymore. A lot of jobs still require, especially in houses. People want to talk to a person. They want to engage. They want to feel that. But a lot of things have to happen before that conversation can even happen. So the idea here is all that stuff times 10, 20, 50, whatever your pipeline looks like, now can be automated, and you can focus on things that really drive revenue and move the needle for your business. It doesn't fail because the tools are bad. It's how they're being used, how it's set up, what safeguards are in place to inform you when something goes wrong. Very important that you know that and not proceed with kind of like a set and forget mentality. It's technology at the end of the day. Things break, bugs come up, you gotta maintenance it like you would anything. So it's very important that the system that's in place not only has great output or deliverables, but also has great security and understanding of what makes it tick in order to get the output that you expect. Day one is always fun. I think I was talking about this before. But a lot of issues that people have, AI, let's get it, we want it. All right, now you have it. Now what? Okay? Does anybody know how to really use it? Does that require additional training? Who's going to be, monitoring it to make sure it's doing, what you need it to do? So that's extremely important. It's not just getting it set up. The way I designed it, this was all of these things I'm saying to you was in my head as I was designing it, because there's a wide range of people that either have zero technology experience, they don't know anything. A lot of the old brokers that I work with, they don't know anything, they barely know how to turn on a computer, let alone trust AI automation. So I built the program by default to start where everything is manual. The AI does everything, but the user must approve what goes out. They can read it, they can edit it, they can do everything that they want. That was intentional by design, so it builds trust. You understand what's going out. Then over time, you can turn on the automation, and that's where the speed component comes into play. So instead of something or an email sitting in your inbox, while you're out showing houses or working with a client, now if somebody reaches out to you, they can get a response within 5 minutes that is personalized to them. There is no one size fits all or generic AI slop or copy or any of that. Everything that comes out of this application is customized, personalized, and enriched. Fact versus fiction. These are just, I was kind of talking about that. I'll kind of skim through this because I want to get you guys are all waiting for the big reveal. But these are just more so concerns or objections I hear on calls, why people are reluctant to adopt this type of technology. So there's a lot of fiction out there, and I'm here because I want to give you guys the facts around it. And the space, this is, I think, the easiest one. Everybody has seen an M-dash. I'm pretty sure you guys all have seen those probably everywhere in your life. That's the easiest tell, that it was written by an AI. And because it was written by AI doesn't necessarily means it's bad or it's incorrect or factually wrong. It's the perception, the psychology of the recipient that's reading it right now. When they see those kind of tells, they just immediately go to negative connotations of this person's lazy, this person's that and the other, I can't really trust it, where in reality, it's probably better than anything that person could have put out there. So it's great to work with the AI until you get to a place where you're comfortable that it reflects you, your business, your brand, whatever the case may be, because that's extremely important, is a company's brand voice, their integrity, and all that. So It's not ChatGPT with a logo on it. Tell you that much. There are tools that run it from OpenAI and Anthropic and a bunch of others that are on the back end, but none of my clients ever have to deal with any of that. That's part of the service that I provide to them. Somebody's training a model on my database. A lot of tools out there right now, specifically with data. There's a lot of companies, a lot of mergers, a lot of acquisitions, where the end user, the client, their data just goes along for the ride. They take your data, they can sell it to third-party vendors. You have no idea. It's, on page 64 of their terms and conditions, you have no idea. Well, in my app, I made that crystal clear that would never happen. Any user only has access to their data. I don't even have visibility into it. And that was by design because I want to preserve that. Everybody's data is their data and it should be treated as such. And one of my slogans is your data, your transactions, your commission, and I stand by that. And you can see, some of the security permissions here. I won't get too nerdy on you as far as what's under the hood. If you do care and anybody wants a demo, I'm happy to go into the nuts and bolts with you. Never automated friends. Friends are important. Where the day goes and where it comes back. So this is, one of the big solutions that this gives you. I'll just speak firsthand for myself. When I was practicing real estate, I was all over the place. Every single day, there was no structure. I was, doing emails in the morning, then driving, showing houses, then going to a closing, then nurturing clients. It was just like too much for one person to do. So I wanted to make sure that the system could resolve that dilemma where you don't have to be spread so thin or hire 1 million people to allow you to do what you need to do to drive your business. The 5 places your day, actually goes. This is more like the administrative operations stuff that I have been referencing, in which the app does solve. Going down the time piece of it, just sheer time. In real estate, you deal with a lot of contracts, a lot of counter offers, addendums. There's a lot of compliance needs as well. So I wanted to streamline that whole process. The amount of hours I spent redoing and putting little fields in so people could sign it and all that, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Even at some of these tech-forward brokerages, blew my mind. So the way this is, the app is configured, you upload any document, it's going to scan, parse, and pull and extract all the stakeholders, all the important dates, all the financial terms, and create a transaction for you. You can approve it, you can modify it, and then it builds out the transaction, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a second, as well as addendums. Anything that changes after the fact, once it's executed, it can be replaced with one click of your mouse. Free shave on one of them is timed. Everyone over that. What it actually does, a lot of people right now, they have multiple vendors. They have a vendor for marketing, they have another one for ads, for SEO, for emails, for transaction management, whatever the case may be. The problem with that is none of those talk. None of them talk to each other. So you're missing out on key insights that you should be leveraging across all of these different platforms and vendors. So not only you have 6 invoices each month, none of them talk. You're getting one isolated output from each. This replaces all of that. There's no more 6 subscriptions, no more 6 tabs open on your screen, getting reports from all of them. Everything that you need to operate your business is in one place. 9 areas, 1 login, 1 set of records. So these are just a few, or the 9 that are in here that the app facilitates on your behalf. So just keep going. Which of these is actually yours? So this is specific to agents. I provide the services to standalone agents, teams, and full brokerages. All have different needs, responsibilities. Somebody that's an individual agent, they have a broker. The broker sets everything up for everybody underneath. So the brokerage, I had to provide them with onboarding stuff, resources to get agents, and things like that, more so from like a business standpoint, where an agent would not need that. And a team needs visibility across the entire team. What is everybody working on? What is the status of their transactions? All that's in there. So my experience and understanding of being in all of these environments helped me know exactly where these friction and pain points live. Transactions and compliance, we just went over that. Leads and speed to lead. So I'll go into leads in segments. I think leads get bucketed as into one bucket, where in reality, it should probably be at least 5 different types of leads. Every lead is not the same, and they need to be treated as such. And the way the system is set up is that every lead, every contact, everybody in your sphere that could be from 5-10 years ago gets a different type of cadence and copy from you when you reach out to them, or when the AI reaches out to them. Sphere and past clients, that's what I was just talking about here. Communications and deadlines, obviously extremely important in real estate and a lot of other businesses. So there's reminders and notifications, recipients, there's all different types of permissions that every single user can customize based upon their preference. Again, there's no one size fits all. Every user on this app has the ability to customize it exactly to how they work and operate. Marketing. Marketing is a massive piece, okay? And I'll pause here for a second. Marketing is used across many channels. You have your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, email, your website, your landing pages, the list goes on and on and on. Each one of these marketing channels has different audiences, and they need to be treated as such. So rather than going to each channel separately, what I'm going to show you in a second when I get to the app is the app is configured and driven by SEO. And what that is it tells you what people are looking for. What are people searching for that fit your target audience? You don't have to guess anymore. It'll basically tell you, or will tell you every single week. If you're working with buyers, these are what the buyers and sellers are searching for right now in your market that you have identified. And it's going to give you 8 suggested topics. And in those topics, in one button, you can select what channel you want to create a post for them. It could be one channel, it can be all of them. It could be a blog, it could be a newsletter, it could be an Instagram post, it could be something that's scheduled out for next month. Entire flexibility, everything's streamlined, and you just connect your accounts to it. Advertising is very confusing to most, and even myself included. If anybody has ever used Google Ads or Meta Ads, and especially now, it's the most complicated matrix. It's almost like they make it impossible for somebody to understand what is going on. So then you end up just like taking their suggestion, but in reality, you're just giving them more money. Rarely will the results improve and the performance improve from it. So what this app does is once you connect your accounts to it, the app is your eyes watching these apps, telling you what's working, what's not working, suggesting, hey, you should change this, put these negative keywords in, remove this, put a new creative in, this is stale. There's no engagement here. It's telling you what you need to do in plain terms to make it better. All of this has that same approve or automated functionality as well. So you can have it tell you, you can read it, click one button, and the app will do it for you. You don't even have to open up Google Ads or Meta Ads. Or just have to do it automatically. Recruiting, onboarding, the numbers. This is about the broker's need. Don't need to spend much time in there. The controls in the phone in your pocket. So there's a mobile app also on the App Store and Google Play. It does not have everything that's on the desktop, and that was by design. The app was designed when you're in your car, when you're out, you need quick answers, or if you're working in an open house, I streamlined that entire process with QR codes and landing pages for people to check in and then turn them into a lead campaign or a nurture campaign. So there's a lot of things. Another cool feature is you can take a picture of any house. Just from one picture, you can get that into an email campaign to the owner with a personalized email to them within about 5 minutes. Just from your car, taking a picture. What it's built on. So there's a lot that it's built on, and a lot goes into it. These are just some high-level things, because I think what really matters is how secure it is, how secure your data is, and I went through lengthy authorization across anything that comes into this app. I had approval, months and months it took to do this process, but glad it's over. And I'll show you all the list of everything that's in there. What we do not have, I figure, I'm just gonna say it, whether that you guys thinking it. The MLS is not in this app. They gate that like it's going out of style, which it kind of is. And what else is in there? There's no voice audio that's coming next. To actually have an AI call people on your behalf. Right now it's just email and SMS. I'm working on getting the voice calling elements in place as we speak. The first 10 days, this is basically just kind of like a roadmap, what it would look like if you were working with me. We kick it off, first day, you get access to it. By default, there's immense value day one. Where it really shines is in that first week of implementation. That's where we talk and you tell me everything that's bothering you in your workflow or things that you want to improve, and we configure it exactly to that to give you what you ultimately want and are paying for. No business runs the same. I don't care if you're in the same industry, everybody does things differently, and I want to be able to provide that service, to literally customize it and white label it to your needs. Whereas there are competitors of mine out there, they sell, repurposed or reskinned templates. So just be careful of that, and there's really nothing you can do. And if there's any issue or you need something kind of, a one-off, that's where things get, there's a friction lives. There is no issue with that. Everything here is 100% owned, operated by myself. I have a small team, but there is no gating or restrictions as far as what you can do, even if you're not in real estate. All right, that's the last slide. Here's a QR code or my name. Obviously, I'm here, down there. If you ever wanted to learn more, I'll bring this back up at the end. For right now, let me just show you guys. I threw together this video. It's only 90 seconds, but I literally made this morning. And it's just showing you basically what the app is, but instead of a stupid video, let me just show you the actual app. So this is the app. Okay? So what you see here, I use my real estate brand. That is live. You can find it right now on Google. That is me and everything for it. A lot of the stuff in it is stale because I haven't sold a house at this point, probably like a year and a half. But I'm glad. It's good that happened because I was able to do this. And what you're seeing here, come over here. What you're seeing over here is right when you come in, it's telling you what you need to do today, not tomorrow, not in a week. What needs your attention immediately. If you open up this right here is going to bring you and tell you exactly what's going on. Disregard the days overdue because it's using my data from Adam Rubin Realtor. But any file that needs something in it, this is specific to like transactions. You just click on it and it tells you exactly what you need to do in that regard. And then as well as down here, review draft. Okay, so right here, these are like follow-ups that need to happen from your sphere. All right, in this case, I don't have the auto mode on, and it is drafting. It is literally bringing everything up to the point just before sending it. So all you have to do is review it. If it looks good, hit one button and it goes, or you can edit it, or you can dismiss it. So back over here, this is kind of like your snapshot. This is looking from an org view, so like, you know, some people or maybe executives or C-suite want more of a overarching view versus if you're just a single agent, you would have something that looks like this, which is just your lane. In here also, you know, it just gives you a snapshot. Everything, all those tools you see on the side is feeding this page. So if you just wanted a quick glance at what it looks like, how the team's doing, all of your internal and external counters live in here too. So you know when appointments are coming up or deadlines are coming up or if there's a team meeting or anything like that, it's there. It tells you how all your campaigns are doing, your advertising is doing, and all of your lead metrics across all the sources that are connected to the app. So leads, we'll go into leads quickly. And right over here, this is what I keep referring to about the approved mode and the auto mode. By default, it's off, and that stages everything for your approval. And then once you feel comfortable, you turn it on, and then it just goes. So in this, it's basically any lead that comes in, it's going to research that person extensively across 5 different tools and tell you everything about that person that reached out to you to qualify them. Nobody likes spending time with unqualified people to then ultimately nothing comes from it. You just wasted days or hours or whatever the case may be. So you're getting everything about this person in a nice little brief that comes to you. And once you look down here, it tells you where it came from. It scores it for you. So depending on how it's scored, drives the next step of the app. And there's a whole bucket system for warm, hot, cold, and all that. And each get a different cadence and touch point from you. The follow-up with concierge, depending on your business, somebody writes you an email. In this case, hey, is X, Y, and Z house still available? It can email back, you know, to that. Yes, it is. Would you like to, you know, see it? How about this Saturday? It knows your calendar, so it proposes options. They do it. They send it up. Next thing you know, you just open your phone. You have a notification. Appointment has been set, and that's all you have to do. You didn't even talk to anybody or do anything. Just show up at the appointment. The meta leads, there's a whole ledger for that, and Google leads, so you can see the quality, you know, who's coming in, how they're responding. And these are all like your net new leads in the CRM. That's where the sphere, that's all your contacts and everything in the past. And I'll get there in 1 second. Well, here it is. So you have all your contacts, all the different campaigns that you run, and then the sphere. How you get the sphere in here is 2 ways. You import it. You can either export it out of whatever you're using and import it in here, or if you're using Gmail or Outlook, You can literally just scan your inbox and it'll bring out all the metrics behind who the people are and tag them for you. So this is what it looks like. You see everything, all the emails that come after this are driven by the relationship type. So, like I was saying before, you're not going to send the same email to a past buyer that you would a referral partner or a vendor or anything like that. The important thing here is that you're just remaining in contact with these people. I speak to so many agents that are like, yeah, I have 20,000 contacts in my inbox. They just sit there. To me, doing this is significantly more valuable than running meta leads for new leads. You already have that relationship. What you're doing with it is usually nothing. So, or like when you think about it, so this will tell you when the person's birthday is, wish them happy birthday, when they closed on their house, if they got a new job or they're having a baby. Those are typical indicators that they probably need a new house. So that you're first in line to get in front of them when those things happen. All of that's configurable here, you guys. There's just so much in here. I mean, so all your transactions, this is the magic file I'm talking about that scans and parses it. Once you put it in there, a PDF, it populates a transaction that looks like this. This is basically like your overview for the transaction. You can sign it. You can write notes in here so you can speak amongst your team. No side texting or emails or anything like that. All the tasks you need for it. All the different stakeholders a part of the transaction all live here. You can add stakeholders as the transaction matures. So you can add people like that. All the documents live here. A handful of them are required in order to close. So you make sure for a compliance purpose that you have everything in here. It uploads in here. It's all clean and concise. So that when it's all done, you can send it out to title to get ready for closing. If there's a referral, part of the transaction, this is all in here. There's e-sign embedded in every use case that an e-sign would be needed in here. Again, the idea is you never have to leave this app for anything that you need. So in this case, if you have a cooperating brokerage or an agent, this is how you facilitate that. Your calendar and dates. This pulls right from the contract. Tells you when things are coming up, what's needed. You can configure who gets notified, when they get notified, how frequently they get notified. Anything that you want to help you stay on top of everything, all lives in here. The CBA, this is what ultimately goes to the title company for them to sign off and green light you to close. And then your comms channel. This is wired directly to your email that you use. Everything from here comes from your email. Nothing comes from the platform or Adamation AI. You don't see my brand anywhere on it. Everything is branded to your brand, your name, everything, your email. And I wanted to make sure that the trust was there. Every email that comes out of this app also lives in your Gmail send, also lives in your Outlook send. So you can see exactly what's going on, and then it's truly apples to apples between the app and what you're accustomed to. Marketing, this is the marketing hub that I was talking about before. You have your topics right here. Let's just say buying a waterfront home in Boca. We want to write that. We choose which channel you want. We'll pick Instagram, single post. It's going to convert that topic into a prompt here. We're going to generate that post. And in about 30 seconds, it's live on your Instagram channel. Just so I can show you. It takes about 15 seconds. You get to, so it just wrote the post for you with tags that generate the most visibility. And now we're going to generate an image. So it's going to generate the image here. You can also bring in your own assets, your own pictures, which I'm going to show you in a second, where you can brand every single image as your own. So there you go. You're just talking about a waterfront home, and there it is. With my branding and everything on it. And then all you have to do is either hit publish now, which I could do if you guys really want me to see, or schedule it for later. So if you're one of those people who like to have your social calendar built out for the month, that's what this is. You can do it. You can make marketing around yourself or any listings. They both have different criteria behind it. All of your resources are in here. So if you have listing photos or specific things that you want to integrate in here, that's where you upload it. And your brand. You know, some people like their headshots on here. You can configure it however you want. That's the content hub. There's a lot more in here, but we can save that for a demo if you're actually interested. But all the different channels are here. You can create newsletters and pull in whatever assets you want right here. So if you're paying for all these other ancillary tools, you don't need that anymore. There's a bunch of different templates you can choose from, and if you prefer something else, you just let me know. Keeping going, all your docs live here. It's very important in real estate. You have a vault of them in case you ever get audited. E-sign, like I mentioned, is all right here. You keep track of what's going out, what's completed. This is your ads management. So this is the Meta Google piece I was talking about. So in here, it's going to tell you kind of like an overview how everything's doing. The intelligence layer behind it, so you can see what's working, what's not. All the different leads that come from said channel live here. Your campaigns, the tips that it recommends. So over here you can see, all right, we need to do this, we need to do that. And right now, since we are in approve mode, you come here to approve it. Or when you get to the actions page, this is where you can, again, you'll find the approve and auto mode for you. So if you wanted to just, make those fixes with you sleeping, that's how you do it. Property. So this is what I'm talking about. The picture, you can take a picture or type in any address. And in this case, let's see how it in here. We looked up. Let's go with rental. But with 4 clicks, you go from all the property information, find the owner information. It tells you all the key pertinent information around each property. Equity, is it an absentee owner, is it occupied, all that good stuff. Then it's going to propose 6 comps for you. Okay, let's do that. Then from the comps, you go right from the comps to a listing presentation. And then from the listing presentation, assuming you got it, you go right to the MLS listing generator. So it streamlines the entire process in 4 clicks. Recruiting. So this is everything I was talking about there. I don't need to spend much time here. Finance. I'm currently integrating QuickBooks to get that in here. But right now, any expenses, anything like that is all in here. You can just add it if you want to have a nice ledger. And then lastly, which I think is super important, is all right. Well, how does the app know what to say? How does it know your brand? Well, you're telling it. And so you put your branding in there. You give it some taglines. You give it the market in which you're interested in serving. You give it a feature link if you have a calendar link or an appointment setter or something like that. You'll embed that into all your emails. Little blurbs about cities that you work with, your target audience, what kind of tone do you like, things you never wanted to say, things you always wanted to say. All your fair housing requirements are in here. SEO keywords that drives a lot of the stuff there. All your documents that you're going to use that are approved by each broker. And that's pretty much it as far as the config goes out the box. So with all that being said, I'm going to stop here because I feel like I've just been talking for like an hour. Check it out, AdamationAI.com. And thank you all for your time.